Back with another brew.
Welcome back to the Brewing Brothers. I'm one of your hosts, Corey.
I'm Tanner.
Today we're going to be going over a brew that we didn't actually make. Our uncle stumbled upon this. I think he went out to Kentucky and he bought a couple barrels, right?
3 60-gallon barrels. And I don't even know if he knew that there was stuff in the bottom of it. So the guy was telling him, like, hey, there's, I think the guy that gave him the barrels used like the first 40 and left the 20 on each one, so it basically came out with 60 gallons of whatever was left. And like, yeah, it's dark as hell. There could be some sediment in there, but it is very, very good.
We believe it's a stout. We'll show the video here. Whenever I first got the video, whenever he sent it to me, I was asking him, is that like some dark wine? Because he went to Kentucky. I wasn't sure if it was some sort of liquor, wine, and it ended up being what seems to be a stout. See, nobody knows. I'm pretty sure even the guy that he bought it off of didn't even know about it. Yeah, so like, we're talking about a stout, a barrel-aged stout.
A possible stout, we have no idea.
That could be a couple decades old, something like that. Really, who knows? So we're going to do a quick taste test of this.
Oh my gosh.
You gonna drink that now?
Oh, hell yeah.
Are you serious? Ew.
He got a few gallons out of the thing. We're just going to be supporting our German
Off your house.
and then in Hogarden here. I'm going to do a quick pour.
So we poured a small bit because it's a stout, what we think, in a bourbon. It's a bourbon barrel, but it was charcoaled, right? It was charred.
Yeah.
Bourbon charred barrel, and they said they think it was a chocolate cherry stout.
Yeah.
And
so that's what we're told. So we're gonna give it a quick little try here. Tell you what we think.
This is where the fun begins.
It smells amazing. I mean, there's so much going on here.
it smells like just straight chocolate. You can already smell the bourbon too.
Oh, that's good.
Better than good.
That's better than good.
You taste the chocolate, definitely whatever whiskey was used. I don't know. I don't know my whiskey, so I don't know if it's a bourbon.
If you got these in Kentucky, I'm guessing it was some sort of Kentucky bourbon. Because I believe that they only do the bourbon in one barrel for a couple years, and then they sell the bourbon, obviously, and then they sell the barrel to other people
There's
to
like rules
age wine and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, so far I'm loving it. It's definitely high in alcohol. I definitely know what they meant whenever they told us that it was some sort of cherry, because do you taste that? It almost, of course there's the bourbon flavor. I don't know if it's a chocolatey or a caramel or something, but I feel like there's some sort of fruity.
It's very hard because it has that burn, but it's got that thickness, chocolatey, stout flavor. But then you can taste the aged charcoal. Cherry must be like the last %. And that's the only thing I do not really taste. Now it does have this reddish brown look. The red is very, like, you couldn't see it in here, but you can kind of see it. Right here. See what I'm talking about? Like a reddish.
Yeah, it's definitely not just all brownish black. There's definitely some sort of
And this is something
color.
you're never going to find. I mean, if this thing was aged for 10, 20 years, this is a one-of-a-kind.
Now this, where we live in Western Pennsylvania. There's this place called North Country Brewery. In the past, I have brought back some of their barrel-aged, I can't remember, I think it was a stout. It was somewhere around 15% alcohol, I believe. and you can kind of taste the liquor in that. I don't know if I totally taste the liquor in this. I mean, obviously they're not barrel aging stuff for like 2-3 decades.
Yeah, the thing with aging, I mean, you can see some bubbles there, but it's like a flat stout because like you have to age it, and then you got the liquor that's involved. Like, it's very watered down. Like the one you're talking about, I remember sitting there and drinking it. I was like, this tastes like a flat beer. And it was very thick syrup-like, and this just kind of reminds me of that.
Except this has, I feel like, so much more flavor.
Yeah, way more. And the other one, I don't know if it was even in. I don't think it was whiskey. Wasn't there? Did you have one that was like a tequila barrel? You had one that was
no, but
was it a different one?
There was a bourbon or whiskey barrel one, and then there was something else. I thought they were both. I can't remember actually.
But this one is definitely not as overpowering as those two, because those two, you tasted more liquor than beer. This is like, I can see myself drinking this right before I go to bed.
It'll probably lull you to sleep at night, right?
And the sound of your wives and children weeping shall lull me to sleep at night.
If I were to make a guess, I would say this is probably in that same territory of 15%. Because, I mean, we know about yeasts, and most yeasts have a 14 to 18% alcohol tolerance before they die.
But then you aged it.
Yeah, they
And put it in a
aged
barrel.
it and put it in a barrel. So
With
maybe
liquor.
the fermentation process continued. So, I mean, even if it was like some lower yeast that has an alcohol tolerance of 14%, it probably would have gotten there. So I would argue that this is probably at least 14% alcohol stout, barrel aged, with some hints of cherry. And would you say there's like a caramel or a chocolate?
It's definitely
I'm gonna go in for a little bit more.
between those two.
Doctor's orders.
Yeah. It's either like a caramel or chocolate. I think chocolate because I don't know if it's the darkness, but it has like the thickness. It could be between like a caramel and chocolate flavor.
Oh my gosh. This is actually just getting better as we go. It's thick too, you can definitely see. I don't know if it would be really considered sediment or what.
I'd be curious what the
Because
first like 40 gallons would have tasted like. Maybe not as thick, but like a thick stout.
Yeah, it's I don't want to like call it sediment because
Like there's nothing. You know, really.
it's almost like a syrup. So I don't know if you'd be, if you're using a syrup, I don't know if you'd call it sediment. It's just really thick. Oh gosh, this is good. Find yourself a random barrel, and pray to God that it is filled with some random hillbillies stout from like 3 decades ago, because this is
It's rare to come across.
this is really good. High alcohol, you can just tell, and it's hidden by all of those flavors.
Yeah, how much we're going to argue? I don't think it's 20. Like you're saying 20%.
I didn't say 20. I said like 14 to 16, 14 to 8.
Percent alcohol.
Well, all yeasts, not all yeasts, most
What-
yeasts
what I'm
have an
saying-
alcohol tolerance of 14 to 18.
Yeah, but if you took a beer, then that's the ending of it. You're saying it ended at 14%. I don't even know if a beer can get that high. But you gotta think there is liquor in here,
Well, are you sure? In the barrel.
which adds to the liquid, making it half. I mean, this is potent, dude. I have to think about smoking stuff too, like what did you call it, charcoaling? Charring the barrel. It hides the flavor, because I've done that with a couple of my meads, where like it kind of hides like the alcohol taste to it because of the flavor that the charring brings out. I think it's key if you want to hide like that alcohol burn taste, and this has it, because there is no burn on this at all.
And of course, there's age too with this, so.
That too. There's a lot
Man.
going in on this,
Yeah.
and it sucks because we already have a couple more barrels of these.
Yeah. And so what did we come to with it? So there's a little bit of cherry taste, some sort of like caramelish chocolate. We can't really put our
I'd say
finger
more
on it.
chocolate.
And it's probably fortified in a way because of the whiskey barrels. So that whiskey in the, you know, because
Or bourbon.
whenever you, yeah,
Some type
yeah.
of liquor.
And so that would be, if it was bourbon, say, that bourbon would be soaked up into the actual wood of the barrel, and some of that might, you know, seep into the actual brew. So it's sort of like a fortified bourbon, cherry, some sort of caramely chocolate,
To bring the thickness.
and who knows what else. But this is really good. A++ in our book.
Mm-hmm.
So too bad we only have so much left.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it for this video. We will see you in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, link below and in the description. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.